Alright guys, thanks for watching. We have a quick video today of an early season hunt with Josh, Dan, and myself. Stay tuned, you're watching E Factor Outdoors.
First kill of the year.
Show them what Illinois bone looks like.
That's the first one in a long time. Look at him spinning. I don't even have to go get well. It was bad. I shot a little buck. Okay, folks.
Take your sons to track your deer because they're close to the ground and they can see your blood better than your old man. Got a 2-inch slice.
Here we go. Got myself, Dan Drake, and Josh Holt. We're loaded up. We are southbound down to Brian Ellerman's house. Hour and 45-minute drive. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, so as soon as we get there, we're gonna get ready and get in the woods. We got climbers, we got ghost blinds, bows, cameras, big bag of deer jerky. We're gonna have a heyday today. We're gonna hunt all day, and we're gonna drive back later tonight. It's gonna be a fun day. I'm sure there's gonna be an E factor because he's talking about canoeing here this morning to our spot. Hopefully we don't end up in the water.
Stick with us. We're gonna have a good time. Hopefully we don't get wet. I didn't hear the canoe part till just now.
Made the journey.
Mr. Ellermans.
Made the trip. Alright.
Oh yeah.
Josh, you look a little blurry there.
Mildly. Get some crazy guy telling stories about his past life and it goes quick. So are we canoeing today?
We're gonna get in the canoe because the river just flooded and we can't cross to get over there, and we don't want to drive around and walk in from the field side where the deer come from, which is what we're gonna do tonight.
Yeah. Coldest morning of the year.
So far, yeah.
Yep, let's get in the
It was
water.
about 36 degrees this morning. Is that?
It was
I
cold.
think that's what is predicted.
I seen 38.
Got the heaviest clothes I've had on all year.
Yeah.
So.
Alright guys, we just got set up. We are hunting a travel route. Here, got the river to our back, and we're right on the edge of a thicket. We canoed down the river, Kaskaskia River, to get to this spot. It was a little nerve-wracking, needless to say, but it's starting to get daylight a little bit, and It's pretty calm right now. It's about 34 degrees. And hoping a big old fat doe comes by. Cause we're gonna whack her. We're gonna sit back. We're just got settled in here. Brian and Josh, they're about 125 yards down the river. So we got it covered pretty good. But we're gonna sit back, let things calm down. Hopefully the deer start moving in. So wish us luck.
So we've been here for several hours and we still haven't seen a deer. We agreed we'd at least stay up until 9 a.m. But the lesson here is, if you have the time, you got all the way out there in the woods, all set up, why would you be so anxious to climb down out of your tree because you think all the deer are bedded down and you're not going to see anything? Just stay up there for a while. I hear the deer didn't start moving till 8:30 is when Dan saw his first deer, and I didn't see my first deer until 9 a.m.
shoulder good. That was a perfect shot. Brand new Matthews no cam. First kill. Dude, I am shaking right now. First one of the season. Yes. Hammer time right there. October 22nd. 9 o'clock. I shot her at 9 o'clock. We're on the tail end of a full moon. Them deer, they've been getting in here and laying down early. Been getting up late morning, browsing around, then laying back down. I am pumped right now. Text Josh and Brian. Let them know. Just smashed a big doe. I had 5 does come out of the thicket. Brian has a lock on over here about 30 yards. Every one of them was right underneath it. I had a couple does 20 yards in front of me, but I had a tree, a bushy tree in between me and the deer. I probably could have got one with my bow, but I couldn't find him with the camera. The deer finally went back in the thicket. And pretty soon, two of them come back out and start feeding right in front of me. We piled in the canoe, all 3 of us and all our gear. I'm sure we had the weight capacity maxed out. We probably had 750 pounds in there. It was kind of sketchy, plus the river's up a little bit. That didn't help. That shot was awesome too. There's a lot of big does around here. A lot of them. She is going to eat really good. Brian just said there's a 6-pointer right under them, following the edge of the river. Gonna come my way, so the deer really got up on their feet. They must have been laid down early, because they are moving right now. 9 o'clock, we was gonna get down at 9 o'clock too. I had deer all over me. So I want to thank Brian for inviting me down here and letting me shoot a doe. He said I could shoot 1 doe. I just took care of that. Well, it's about 9:30. Me and Josh climbed out of the tree. We had a little buck under us this morning. Could have smoked him. We saw a few does, glimpses of them in the thick stuff. Dan, he set up at my kill tree back on the other side. He smoked a big doe this morning, and he's got more does around him right now. We climbed down because I figured the deer were done moving. What do you do? I wish I was in my lock-on right next to Dan. We should have just all set up right there. You two could have got in his tree, and I could have climbed up in my lock-on. That's something you never know. So now we decide. I think me and Josh are gonna just sit here on the ground by this tree and hang out for a minute. It's thick enough. We're hitting a little bit, and if something comes walking by, it's gonna be like a 10-yard shot.
unless she's gonna cross that road. Hopefully we come back this way.
Alright, so if you haven't figured it out yet, I got down out of my tree and on our way to go to Dan, we saw a deer, and so we decided to stalk it. Well, Dan's got a camera going, Josh has got his camera going, and I'm trying to stalk this deer. And you know, you can't really tell on camera, but when you're stalking a deer, you gotta keep a tree in between you and the deer. So I'm doing that, and we closed the gap from like 100 to 40 yards, but with the longbow, I gotta be like 20 yards from it. So we're 40 yards away, and I've got a tree, and it's kind of down in the riverbank a little bit, and so anyway, I have to basically go over this little bush, and as I kind of hopped over the bush, I landed on a stick, cracked the stick, and the deer took off.
See us for a while. The freaking doe was right there, man. I thought she was gonna smell you and come that way.
Getting ready to go down that trail. And I could not find her in that camera, nothing. And a couple of them. There was one doe that was freaking huge, and she was standing there on that trail doing this, licking herself, and just teasing me. And they all went back, and I thought, oh, great. That all worked out.
So
Man.
if I would have been in a lock-on,
Oh, you would have had freaking deer just everywhere.
and the wind was blowing back this way, so it would have worked.
Yeah, because they come out, kind of on the corner.
We were sitting there about the time you're telling us you've seen all these does, and we're back at we don't know where we're at. We just randomly picked a tree on the edge of the river, and that river bottoms, we got a shot to the whole river bottoms, and then it's just so thick out in front of us, you can't even see. All of a sudden, Josh is like, there's a buck. I'm looking, I don't see. All of a sudden I just see like the bushes like wiggling. And that deer is right underneath us, but I can't freaking see it. Josh could see his antlers every once in a while. And then it pops out of the thick stuff into the river bottoms. Broadside, 12 yards.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man. And then it headed straight up into here.
I never seen it. Never seen it.
I wonder if she ran further. Where's that big tree? It looks like she ran on that side of the tree. Can we watch it again? Sometimes you gotta, they don't start bleeding for a minute. Yeah, I mean, she took off so fast, I don't think the blood had time to even, start making its way out of her. We're about 30 yards from where he shot, and finally they're starting to have blood open up. Look, it sprayed on that tree.
I see and I smell an expired deer. That's the exit right there. Big doe down. DDD.
He's having another perfect shot.
Quartered away.
Quartering away.
Boom. And it come out like right there on the other side. Fine job. Fine job. Do you know, we ought to take the stands and 2 guys, and then 1 guy stay over there, and then come back and get the deer and Dan. Yeah. That way we can unload all the stands and stuff. Alright, well, we just found her. Man, it was a wild morning. We finally got set up this morning. Well, we thought we had lots of time to play around with. Well, by the time we got set up, it was getting daylight. But we had a sketchy canoe trip in here. It was fun. It was really fun. The deer, they've been laid up all morning. And finally, about 2.5 hours after dark, or after it got light, they finally got up and started feeding. And I had 5 does come out. And I probably had 20 different shots, but I could not get it on camera. And they all ended up going back in the thicket. Well, then this one and another one come out right into my opening, about 20 yards away. I made a good shot. She went maybe, what? She probably went 60 yards maybe. But she didn't start bleeding right away because she took off so quick. And once we got in this tall grass, you know, it's really hard to track deer or find blood in this tall grass, but using a 100 grain Slick Trick 4-blade broadhead.
Big doe.
She is huge. She's gonna eat really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, we got too much cargo for 1 canoe. We also learned that even this morning, 3 guys, 3 climbing stands, and 1 canoe is way too much. It was real tipsy, sketchy. So now we hauled all the stands and stuff, and 1 person, me, back. Josh is gonna go back. He's gonna get Dan and the deer. And it's noon. We're gonna go eat, and we're gonna go hit it again, see if I can get a recurve kill tonight. Stay tuned.